Hey everyone, today I'm going to be teaching you how to RNG manipulate the PokeRadar in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. This is useful for areas like the one that I'm in where there's bad weather, and Sweet Scent will fail, so you cannot RNG manipulate using it. So I'll show you here. Sweet Scent will fail. This is also useful for Pokemon that are exclusive to the PokeRadar. With that being said, I will go over all the things you're going to need both in and out of game in order to perform this RNG manipulation. So the first thing you'll need, as always, is a Chatot with a recorded chatter. Here's what mine sounds like. Now, to record the chatter, all you have to do is make sure it knows the move chatter, and then you can press it like a HM move. So here it is beneath fly, and it will ask me if I want to record my chatter. You just hit yes, and then talk into the microphone when it prompts you. You're also probably going to need a Pokemon with Synchronize. You're not necessarily going to need this 100% of the time, but there is a chance, so I would say keep a few different synchronizers handy. As for items, you're going to need the Coin Flip PokeChat. This is to help determine your initial seed. And you're also going to need some repels. I'm going to be using max repels. This is so that you don't accidentally encounter other Pokemon while stepping around in the grass, walking towards your target in the PokeRadar. The last thing to note is, if you're just starting out figuring out your initial seed, you actually can't use the coin flip here. So the coin flip's seeding is partially affected by the weather. So because I'm in bad weather, the coin flips are not actually going to give me accurate results in regards to what my initial seed would be. So I recommend saving in an area where there is no bad weather until you get close to your seed. So I'm going to save over here. You're not actually going to do the RNG from this spot, but we're just going to get really dialed in on our initial seed, and then we'll be able to verify using Chatot. Okay, now that all of the in-game setup is done, let's go to out-of-game. You're going to need PokeFinder, and you're going to want to click the Gen 4 tab and hit Wild. Now, once in here, we're going to go to the Searcher, and we're going to make sure that our profile is correct. So if you want a Shiny, you need to know your trainer ID and your secret ID. If you don't know this, or you don't know how to get it, I have a video on how to RNG manipulate your trainer ID, so please check those out. And you only need these for Shinies. So if you just want a specific radar Pokemon, or you just want good IVs, you don't need this. Next, I'm going to suggest we open the IV calculator. So go to the Tools tab here, and then to drop down, you'll see IV calculator. Just click that. It is going to be handy for later. We're also going to select Diamond and Pearl, because that's where I'm at. Okay. So, that's all we're going to need from PokeFinder for now. Aside from PokeFinder, we're going to need EonTimer 3.0. Make sure you're in the Gen 4 tab, and set your calibrated delay. In Diamond and Pearl, usually start out around 600. Calibrated second, leave alone, and target delay in second, we will figure out later. That is all the setup we're going to need. Now it is time to go to the tutorial itself. Okay, so now that we've got everything set up, let's try and find a good target. So we're going to go into the Searcher tab in Gen 4 Wild. Method J, leave it alone. You might be tempted to think it's Chained Shiny. It's actually not. So make sure that's Method J. Then in select the location that you're supposed to be in. Aquated Lakefront is actually where I'm going to be doing the RNG. Time of day doesn't really matter. It's just for encounter slots. Pokemon, search, pick the Pokemon that you want to find. I'm going to go for a Snover. Min delay, keep it at 600 for Diamond and Pearl and Platinum. And max delay, leave it 2000 for now. This is basically how long you're willing to wait at the save file select screen. If you can't find any results within this range that you want, you can increase the max delay to be however long you want. Min advance, we're actually going to want to increase this quite a bit. You see, the RNG is advanced when you use the PokeRadar and grass patches spawn. So we're going to make this minimum like 50. The max advance, we can increase this to about 200. And then from there, you can increase it further if you're still not finding any results. This is basically how many Chatot flips you're willing to do. Now, for the filters, the IVs is whatever kind of IVs you want. I'll just go for a 31 in special attack, nothing else. For ability, pick whatever ability that you want. Gender, I don't care about that either. This is whatever gender you would want it to spawn. Like if you specifically wanted a girl for some reason. Gender ratio is what rate they are either male or female. Like for example, the starters are all 87.5% male, but Snover is just 50-50. Shiny. So there's there's 4 options here. There's any, star, square, or star/square. Any means that you will take non-shiny frames. This is just, I don't care if it's shiny or not. Star and square are only in reference to how Sword and Shield displays shinies. So if you want a square shiny for when you trade this Pokemon up to Sword and Shield, you could pick square. If you want a star, pick star. It does not affect how it looks in this game. If you don't care, like you're not planning on transferring it up, then do star/square. Don't touch encounter slot. That's automatically selected when you pick a Pokemon. Hidden power if you want a specific hidden power, and nature if you want a specific nature. I will look for a timid or a modest one. And then I'll hit search. Now, because my results were not so strict, I'm going to get a lot very quickly, but the more strict you make this search, the less results you're going to find. So if I tried to go for all 31 in every stat shinies, they probably don't exist. Okay, so I will look for something. So what I like to do is sort by lead. So lead is basically which Pokemon you have in the lead slot in your party. So none means you do not need any specific type of lead. Synchronize means you're going to need a synchronizer that is the nature of this. So you see, this is a modest nature. I would need a modest synchronizer. You can't just use any synchronizer. And then cute charm would be whatever the, there's not even a cute charm here, but cute charm, it'll tell you, when you pick cute charm, it'll tell you what type of cute charm lead you would need, if it's a male or a female. Okay, with that said, let's go about picking a frame. So I don't want anything too high. I will go with this modest frame right here at 60 advances. Seems fine to me. So what you can do is right-click the seed and click Generate Times for Seed. And a new window will pop up. So this is the seed to time window. Now there's a few things in here. It's going to show the seed that you just clicked, and then it's going to show you the year. You can change this year to be whatever you want it to be. Then for the seconds, I'm going to check this box and type 23 in. You don't have to do this. If you just click generate, it'll generate a time and date for basically every single second possible. But I like to have it set at 23 seconds. So I'm going to get a delay of 11:45. Okay. Then pick whichever date and time you want. It doesn't really matter. And hit generate down here. Now, you want to make sure that the delay plus and minus here is at 200 before you click generate. This lets you help if you're really far off your delay. And you're going to want to have your second plus and minus to be 1. All right. Now, this effectively is just showing us nearby seeds that we could be hitting. So we're going to use this to figure out if we're hitting the proper seed or if we're not. With everything set up, you can just save here. And we can set the date and time up. Okay. So we'll go to date and time on the DS menu, and we'll put in the date and time of this right here. So it is 1/4/2022. And the time is going to be 11:59:23. So we will do 11:59:23. Now the 23 and the delay, which is 11:45, they're going to go into EonTimer. The 23 seconds is going to go right here in the target second. So type 23. And then the target delay is going to go right here. It's going to be 11:45. Okay. And then with everything here set up, we are ready to start. But if you notice that it says minutes before target is 1, that means instead of doing 11:59, we do 11:58 because this timer is starting 1 minute earlier. Then we can start EonTimer and hit A to save our clock settings at the same time on the DS menu. And now we just have to wait until we can load the game up. So the timer here is going to count down, and when it hits 0, it's going to do a lot of beeps. And it's going to beep 6 times, and you're going to hit A at the same time as the final beep, which would be when this timer hits 0. So you're going to be hearing the beeps soon. Do not alarm you. You are not doing an RNG right now. You are watching me do one. This EonTimer beep should not scare you. So you can, there was 6 beeps there. I hit A just as the 6th beep happened. Then you're going to want to mash A to get to the save file select screen. And you're going to wait here, and when the timer finishes counting down again, you're going to hit A to load into the game. Same exact beep situation. Okay. Now we are going to use the coin flips. So in Seed to Time, what we're going to do is click the Search Flips button, and this coin flip UI will show up. And we just start flipping Magikarp. So I got heads, I will record heads here, and you just do this until it says results 0. So you see every time I click a coin, the result amount goes down. And the reason we're doing this here instead of outside, as I said earlier, is because the weather constantly causes the RNG that the coin flips use to advance. So we'll be in here without interference. And we're just going to use this to get as close to our seed as possible. Hopefully one more. All right, and when it says results 1, hit OK, and it will automatically highlight what seed you hit. So let's take a look at what we hit. So it thinks that we hit 20, 22, 1, 4, but it thinks that we hit both 11:53 as the delay and 22 seconds instead of 23 seconds. So there's a few things you can do about this. If you find that you're hitting 22 seconds consistently, you could change this to be 1 higher. So I could change this to be 24, and then I would be 1 second earlier, so I would be hitting 23 seconds instead. As for the delay, what you can do is type it in the delay hitbox. So I hit 11:53, and I'll hit update, and it will change this calibrated delay here. And then we're just going to retry it again. Now, I'm not personally going to be changing my seconds hitbox, or hitbox. I'm not going to be changing the seconds box. Because I don't think I'm often 1 second early, so we'll just see about that. If you find that you're hitting early seconds many times in a row, then it is something to be concerned about. Okay, here we go again. Okay, let's check our coin flips once again. So we'll hit the search flips button. Whoops. We can just hit OK here. So, you can see that we are on the correct seconds this time, and we are on 11:47. Now, we are still 1 late. You can make another adjustment for that, so I'll do 11:45, and I'll hit update. Oops, I hit 11:40. 11:47 is what I meant to type. All right. So now that we have calibrated our delay, and if you're 1 off, you don't really need to usually do it, but I'll do it just in case. Now what we can do is go out here and save our game. So there's a few things you should keep in mind in terms of the grass patch that you're going to be saving in. Oh, and you know what? I think I need to put on a repel as well. So first of all, you're going to want to make sure you have a repel going on. Yeah, I didn't have one active. So I'll save again. So you're going to want to save in the middle of the grass patch. The patches have a chance of spawning 4 tiles away from you. And you're going to want to make sure that every 4 tiles away, something can spawn from you. So it looks like in my entire direction, I have something that can spawn 4 tiles away. This is important because if you were like up here in this corner, grass tiles could invisibly spawn up there. And even though there's no grass there, it still advances the RNG. And so the way this works is that the number of patches that are produced, they advance the PRNG frames. So one patch advances it by 5, and then for every subsequent patch that spawns, 2 are advanced. So for 2 patches, it's 7, for 3 patches, it's 9, and for 4 patches, it's 11. So you're going to have to keep track of how many patches spawn once you're on your seed. There's also another thing to consider about your seed, and is that if you noticed, I hit 1153, and then I also hit 1147. Why didn't I hit anything even? Well, a game can only hit odds or evens. And the only way that you can change this is either by changing the date or time. So if we change this to 2022 or 2021, and I hit generate, this delay becomes 1146. And if my game was only hitting evens, I could then hit it. So if you hit an even delay, but you were aiming for an odd one, you can just reduce or increase the year by 1, and it will flip to the other type of delay. Alternatively, you can put a GBA game that can spawn the PAL Park option to show up. You could put that in the GBA slot, and that will change it as well. But I think everything is set up to do the RNG, so we're going to do that now. So what we're going to do is open the Gen 4 Wild tab again. We are going to copy the seed and paste it into the generator section. So paste it down here. You're going to want to make sure most of the settings are aligned from what you've got before. So gender ratio, for example, is 50-50. Now you don't want to put in any of the filters because you want all Pokemon to spawn. You don't want to only see your single individual Pokemon here. So just make sure the method is correct, method J, the location is correct. Make sure the encounter is still correct as well. Grass, initial advances and max advances, totally fine. And then everything else, leave blank and hit generate. Now what you're going to want to do is scroll down to your target shiny. And it should be there. So star, there you go. And now we're just going to attempt the RNG. So the way we're going to verify our seed now is using the Chadot pitches. So I will show you what that is like. So first we have to try and hit our seed. Oops. 1158. Okay, so what we're going to want to do is bring up the start menu as soon as possible and go and listen to our Chadot pitches. Now, this is a bit difficult, but what we want to do is try and line up these pitches with what the Chadot sounds like. So MH stands for medium high, and 61 is out of a range of 0 to 100. So this is, think of it in terms of its pitch highness as a 61. So these two are going to be very similar to each other, while this one will be notably higher. And so it all the acronyms and abbreviations are L for low, ML for medium low, M for medium, MH for medium high, and H for high. So let's give Chadot a listen. It's pretty high. It's pretty similar. Still pretty similar. This should be a bit lower. That might be too low, but it's hard to tell sometimes after you've listened to 2 or 3 very high-pitched ones. So let's listen to the ML here. I think this is probably wrong. Let's see what 5 is. So it's definitely wrong. So because we were wrong, what we can do is go into seed to time and pick an adjacent seed. So we were aiming for 45. We've hit 47 before. So let's copy and paste 47 into here. See if this is a low. So 5 would have been a low. yeah, so as you can see, we hit 1147. So I'm going to put that back into EonTimer. Hit update. So that's going to change. And we just give this another go. Okay, so we're going to try and check our seed here. Okay, let's see. Okay, so that was 2 medium pitches and then a higher pitch. So that was likely... We're on track here. Let's see. Okay, that was low. Lower. Okay, so I think that we are probably on the correct seed based on the pitches that I've been observing. And so now what we're going to do is play the radar. Okay. So I saw 4 patches, and then I turned because there's 1 patch directly next to me. So if you recall from what I said earlier, each patch that spawns after the first one advances the RNG by 2, and the first one advances it by 5. So that would be 11 advances, right? So 5 plus 2 is 7, plus 2 is 9, plus 2 is 11. Then I took 1 turn. The turn should also be advancing me 1 PRNG frame. So I should have advanced 12. So let's see. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So I should be on like a medium high, or I could be on the medium low or the medium low here. Now, in addition to this, you're going to want to aim 2 frames before your target. So I'm going to be stopping at frame 58 instead of frame 59 or 60. So let's try and refind where we are using chat pitches. That was medium low, medium high. I think we're here. Oh no, I don't know where. Oh, we hit a low. Okay, so what I like to do to re-identify where I am is use identifiable pitches like that one, this one low here, right? So that's really, really identifiable. And so I'm sure that that's what I hit. High, so here we go. So what we're going to want to do is move to 58. All right. Now that we've played 58, we're just going to take 1 step in. And this should give us a Snover. And there you go. Shiny Snover on a chain of 1. And if we catch it, it will probably be bold. Oh, no, not bold. Goof. It would be modest, which is the nature that I picked. So let's throw a quick ball at this guy. Okay. I will speed this up a little bit. I don't want to kill it. Shadow Ball probably doesn't kill it. Oh well. Well, well, there you can see that is easily how to do that RNG. I hope this aids you into finding many shinies that you would like on routes where you cannot sweet scent, or if you want a specific PokeRadar exclusive. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments below or join my Discord. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Thank you to all of my channel members. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate your support on stream and for the videos. If you guys want to become a channel member, you can do it for as low as $2.99. You get access to my videos early and some cool emotes to use in my streams. In addition, if I hit 30 channel members, I'm going to be doing the Gen 4 Battle Frontier instead of just the Gen 3 Battle Frontier. So that will be fun. Okay, thanks guys. Bye.